everyone, this is the CMS Conf Podcast, your go-to source for everything CMS, marketing and modern web development. Today we are diving into personal websites, AI search and why owning your digital presence matters more than ever with our special guest, Daniel Stanica from Competico. If you ever wonder whether AI can actually find you online, this episode is definitely for you. Welcome to CMS Conf Podcast. I'm your host, and today we are talking about something that sounds simple on the surface. It is personal website, but it gets more complicated the closer you look, especially in 2026. My guest today has spent 10 years advising digital businesses on competitive intelligence, SEO, and AI visibility. He is the founder of the Competico and Monetize Better and work with over 100 clients. And he recently admitted publicly on LinkedIn that after 20 years advising his customers to have their own website, he didn't have one, but now it changes. And welcome, please, Daniel Stanica. Good to have you here.
Thank you, Anita, for the introduction, and I'm really happy to be here with you and with the viewers. A little bit of the correction. So AI visibility, I just added recently to the stack. I'm not doing it for 10 years because we didn't have AI visibility back then. What I was doing in the last 20 years I was starting as a developer. I was creating website as a freelancer like 20 years ago, and I was doing that for like 5-6 years. And after I created a lot of websites and scripts and PHP things, I decided that I want to step up. I want to do my own businesses. But I seen that I have a problem. I know how to create a website. I don't know how to market it. So that's when I started to learn about SEO, about PPC ads. But what worked for me best, it was SEO, because back then, ranking in search engines, it was so much easier than it is now. So that's when I got in love with the digital marketing, but mostly with SEO. That's why I took a break from programming. I focused myself on SEO. I started creating my own websites that I started to rank. And after that, it came quite naturally to open my own agency. So I can also monetize the knowledge that I have, because I like to teach. I like to help others to know what I learned. So that's how I started the agency, and I started to rank websites for clients. Fast forward today, in the last years, I started to, because the AI started to be more and more important, and I've seen how people use AI to search for information, to search about persons, to search about services they want to buy. So obviously I wanted to know more, and I wanted to see how it works. That's how in the last 2-3 years, I started to definitely check how AI works and to see what makes the difference from a website and a business or a person to be listed in AI and what is that I want. So I'm really happy to share a couple of tips with you and the community, and I also talk about my website, my new website. That's right. I didn't have a website till 1 month ago, and I'll definitely tell you more why I decided to have one now.
Thank you really much, Daniel, for the correction and telling us what do you do now and how it looked in the past. And let's start with the LinkedIn post, because I saw your post on LinkedIn on this platform that, yes, for many, many years you didn't have your own website, but at the same time you were advising your clients to have one. And please tell us what changed, what made you do this? Like, why did you finally decide to have your own personal website?
So I did just fine for 20 years without having a website. I had my LinkedIn, I had my Facebook, where I have a community of people that we work together. Also, I go to a lot of events. I think I've been to over 50, 60 events, mostly in the last 3-4 years. But right now things changed. And it changed because, first of all, going back to the AI visibility, right now when someone was looking for a person, you can do a search in Google and you can find some article in the newspapers or maybe some posts on social media. But you had to spend like 20, 30, 40 minutes to research that person and to put together the information that they got. Right now, things are totally different. You can just go to an AI visibility, an AI tool like, I don't know, ChatGPT, Gemini, and you can just ask who is Daniel Stanica, what he does, is he trusted or not. Everyone can do that about anyone. And I needed the website so I can present myself in a way that it's easy both for search engines and both for chat GPT and these machines to understand who I am, what I do, and most importantly, what I actually did in the past, that what is my reputation, what are the projects that I work with. Because right now in AI, when they do the search, they select what sources they choose. And it's not easy. You see, Instagram, for instance, was not able to be crawled by search engines till just a couple of months ago. You could have been like a big shot on Instagram, but if now you put people search for it, they wouldn't know about it because Instagram was not crawlable. So to put together, it's about my personal brand. I want to have a place where my personal brand is represented, where the persons that are in contact with me will know at what events I'm going, what podcast I go in. Like for instance, this one I'll post it there, or technicals I'm writing, and this is done both for person but also for AI, so they have a place where they can get all this information for easy to be able to answer who is Daniel Stanica for everyone that asks.
So, a short question for you. So, do you do this like when you want to check someone, or for when you look for some professionals in specific area? Do you use AI for this? Do you ask AI? Because for me, like personally, I do not do this. I still prefer to use Google search, or I check LinkedIn. Of course, I don't use so much nowadays Instagram. But for me, still, I am, let's say, more traditional way. But I know that many people, they do this using AI. So what about you? Do you look for professional on AI using AI tools, or maybe you prefer traditional methods?
I have to confess that I did it traditional way many years because, when you do marketing, when you do SEO, you want to get your articles published or you want to send blog posts. So obviously you need to stay in contact with journalists, with publishers, with people in the industry. So I did it the traditional way. Right now I'm doing it with AI. It's so easy. You can simply, ask who the person is, what that is, what that person is doing, where is the top places where he placed the articles, and AI, it will give you those information in just a minute. Like if I do it traditional way, it will take me like 20, 30 minutes for each person. I prefer to do it with AI. And another way I'm using AI is to like do a sentiment analysis of reviews for companies mostly. Like, I don't know, you want to work with a brand and you don't want to spend time to check Trustpilot, to check LinkedIn, to check Google My Business for the reviews. You can just ask AI, what is the like, what are the strong point of that company? What are the weak point of the company? How is their support? And AI will just aggregate the reviews. They have it public. They will aggregate those. It will give you a quick answer. And that's quite similar for the person that I don't know, you want to see a doctor, and instead of asking around, checking his profile and try to find information about him, I can do that with AI. And I already started to meet persons that do this, and that's the way things transform. We want to optimize the time, we want to optimize our results, and let's face it, when it's something important, the AI it will find also the negative stuff or the things that are not spoken in public or they are not easily be seen in public. Because the persons that do reputation management, sometimes they are quite good at hiding articles when the negative aspects of them are posted. So you have to search deeply to find those. And it's important to have a good overview about someone or about a company. But with AI, it's easier to uncover those. So again, another aspect why I launched my website is also to be able to show the people how I am and to have that all the information in one place. And that's the website, because it's the easiest one that can be crawled and can be seen by both by Google and by AI search.
And do you think that, like, especially without website, can be still recommended by AI?
Oh, for sure, for sure. AI is not using only website or to explain it. AI it's using mostly sources about yourself from external places, like external sources. So the idea is that for sure, someone that it has a reputation in the industry, and he published enough articles, and he went to podcasts, he has videos there, he has a good presence, yeah, he will be recommended for sure. For sure. That's not that you do not exist if you have a website. But having a website is that you feed the AI with the information easier, and you tell to AI exactly where to search for that kind of information about you. Because one article about someone that was published like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe still be in the index or maybe no longer be in the index. Or a lot of things, in the internet, it's a live place. Sometimes every day new things appear and things disappear. So that's why by having a website, I can still archive there and have the AI can find them on my website. Someone without a website can still obviously be recommended by the AI from the external sources. By having a personal website, it helps the AI to be recommended higher and to be recommended easier.
Thank you. And you wrote that post on LinkedIn, and you presented 10 reasons why a personal brand should have a website. And one of the reason was the safety, because I also noticed this among my friends or people I know, especially people who are, let's say, having clients from Instagram. They have a big account, and you mentioned before that few months back, these people were not seen by AI. Now it changed a bit, but you mentioned about really important thing, which is safety, because we we have account on many platforms, but we don't own them, and people, I think, forget about this. They have, I don't know, 40,000 followers on Instagram. They have clients for their services, and they have only one place. And can you tell us more about this safety, about the reason? Maybe you can try to give the arguments. One, a person who has, I don't know, big, I don't know, X or big Facebook account or big Instagram account, why they should also have a website.
Oh, definitely, and I'm really happy that we touch this topic because it's not in the it is not in the top of the mind of everyone, because everyone right now it's wants to, hey, I want to grow my Instagram, I want to grow my LinkedIn or my YouTube. So everyone is about pushing this channel, but they sometimes they forgot that the content they build on Facebook or on Instagram or on all these social media platforms, they don't own it. At some point, these social media platforms can be platform you, and it happens so many times. Like I've seen a lot of people that have huge accounts, they build it, and at some point, Instagram or YouTube decided to be platform. It was not like they did any major issues or something, but sometimes they don't align with the content policy. Other time they simply post something and some people got offended and then started to report that content. And when you get a lot of reports, the social platform they block the content or sometimes they block even the account. So the idea is that the website is the only place where you actually own the content. And this doesn't mean that I do not advise people to use social media. No, but social media should be used as an amplifier. Like you have a kind of content, you post it on social media, but you need to have a place where people can find you if that social media account no longer exists. And that's why I advise people to have like a website, to have a newsletter on that website so they can stay in contact also on the newsletter. Why not creating a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group, depending on the kind of platform they prefer. The idea is to have multiple ways to stay in contact with your audience. Because if you lose your account, your social media account at some point, or you don't have to lose it. Sometimes algorithm changes, and what worked 1 year ago, right now, if you do the same thing, you will no longer be visible. There are a lot of YouTubers that said, "Hey, my subscribers they are getting unsubscribed," because sometimes Google also, if you see that you do not interact with the kind of content or with the person, they think that that content is no longer relevant, so they no longer show you here as a subscriber. So what I'm saying here is that there are a lot of things that can change in terms of social media. Some I told you that can get the platform. Also, the algorithm can change. You will no longer be shown to your contacts, and if this happens, you lose that contact if you have them in only one place. But if you use a strategy where you have multiple points of contact with that specific person, website included, of course, then you have a higher chance to stay in contact with that person, and they will become your, I don't know, maybe your client at some point, or at least you have a relation with them that it's not only about one platform. It's on multiple points. One of them being the website.
I totally agree, and I also have seen one example like this. One girl on Instagram, she was like an Instagram expert. She lost her account, but not even that it was blocked or something or hacked. It just disappeared, like was not existed. Just one day she woke up and she couldn't log in and was not in the system. She contacted the Instagram, of course, support center, and no one could help her. But luckily, she had a newsletter list, so she could get them back. Now she has two separate Instagram accounts. I know she has now a website and so on, but it's maybe people we know, they don't lose the accounts, they don't lose it, but it happens really often. Or some hackers, they get your account and they tell you, okay, I can give you the access, but you need to pay me this amount of money. So it's really good to keep it in mind.
I've seen this in the press, or like exactly like people that lost their accounts, and because they didn't have any other way to contact the followers, their business was destroyed because the followers didn't know what happened. Maybe she took a vacation, maybe she wanted to disappear. They didn't know what happened. So it was very difficult for that person to get in touch again with their followers and explain, hey, this Instagram account it no longer exists. I started a new one. And even if you start a new one, imagine how much time it will take you to reach the same followers, the same number of followers if you start from scratch. But again, if you have like a website and a newsletter, you can evenly send some messages to the followers and say, hey, my Instagram is no longer accessible, or my Instagram was hacked. Do not interact with the account till we manage to fix the issue. So that's why your followers have multiple ways to contact you. And that's why I always recommend to also have a website, because it's a thing that you own the content, you own the presence. Nobody can take it from you, and people know if something happens, they know where to find you, and they know that on the website they interact with the person they want to. Because if you talk about social media, there is another problem like impersonation, when people create accounts for in name of other persons, and then they start to like spreading rumors or asking for money or doing scams, because that's what happens in social media when someone impersonates an account. But a website, it's definitely way difficult to impersonate, and involves hacking and things like that. So that's why it's another safety measure to have a website, to have your content there.
Thank you for this. Let's imagine you you encourage someone to have a website. That person, our listener, understood, okay, it would be good to have my own website. And now the other question is, okay, it's not easy nowadays to make a website, any website, but how to create a good website that it will be seen by AI, that we are going to be recommended as a specialist to people who look for them. So could you please tell us about the structure which is suitable for AI?
Yeah. So we need to make like a bit of clarification here. What is a good website that is it's appealing for human? It's not necessarily appealing for AI search engines. That's because you as humans, we want a website that looks nice, that it's very clear in terms of content, of pictures, maybe it has videos, but that's how we people like a website. AI see websites totally different. They see it as a robot. They are interested in structured content. So that's why one of the most important things is to use schema. Schema, it's like a robotized version of the content, where we explain what the content is in a structured way, in a way that robots can understand. And there are plenty of schema codes. There are schema for persons, there are schema for projects, for FAQs, for reviews, for products, for organization. So using this standardized language, where you explain the content on your website using schema, it will make the AI readers to understand it faster and to recommend it faster. Another thing that it matters besides this schema is to get your brand name, your entity name, your personal name, to get it there in citation and in articles outside of your website. Because just as I said in the beginning, for AI, it's also important to read about your name, your brand entity, we call it like this, in different other in external sources. And when they see, it's like with the backlinks. When AI see that a lot of places recommend you, they see this as a vote of confidence of those places about you. Um, Also, we should also take into consideration the reviews. That works also for company and for personal. If we have testimonials, if we have reviews, basically it's about offering to AI um, the confidence that we are who we say we are, that we do what we say we do, and we do good. I mean, we are professional in what we are doing for the services that we say we do. So that's what I would definitely focus on. But again, this doesn't mean that we have to create a website only for the AI. Obviously, humans still check the website. Still, in the end, there is a person that decides if contact us or they want to do business with us or not. At least for the next year. Maybe in the future we'll have the AI that will do the shopping and everything. There is a commerce protocol for that. But till then, the people are the one that take the decision to buy from us. They may buy consulting, they may buy our products, they may I don't know, decide to work with us. So we still have to have a website that is nice, that is well presented, that has the about us page that describes everything. But we also should take care about the AI side, where we have to give to the robots, to put it like this, the information in a way that they can understand it, and they will get the confidence to recommend us when someone asks about our service or about our person.
So I think that the tricky part here is that on the one hand, robots should be able to read our website, but on the other side, we should also write for people, because the website is for the people, not for the robots. So we write to the people, but in a way that also we can be visible for the AI. So it can be maybe a bit challenging at the beginning, not to write everything like AI or just for human. Recently I heard that nowadays AI is much better in reading the text, so they can recognize if it is written by human or by robot.
Yeah, definitely. And I forgot about that, and I'm a little bit upset about myself because, yeah, writing content, when you say about writing content, about the structure of the content, it's also important both for human and for AI. And I should also add this to the list. Indeed, writing content, we should, if we want this content to be easily followed by people and also be understood by the AI, we should also make sure that we use formula headings like H1, H2. So the content will be easily be understood by people in the AI. And another thing that AI loves is to have articles in terms of like having content that is with the like listing points, that have tables where we compare the stuff. Like again, it's all about structured data that the robots can understand. But yet we should also, because you said, yeah, it's quite tricky. We should not forget that in the end, the content is also consumed by people. So we should not make it very mechanical for the robots, but also we should not make it very, I don't know, maybe personal without the, the things for the robots to understand. So it should be somehow as a balance. And indeed, right now about the content that the AI can generate content, and it can also detect the content. And right now, because I've seen so much content online, I myself can start and guys, if you listen to this podcast, you can. I think you already started to see patterns of the AI generated content in the way it is formatted, in the way that sometimes it has short sentences that they are not connected one to another because we use and or we use or, but the AI do not really like that. They write like mechanical. Also, they use sentences like it is not that, it is that that human do not really use. So when we see the bullet points and there are things that you can detect the content that is generated by the AI. And that's fine as long as you make it clear that that's generated by the AI. For me, it's fine. But if you want to make it personal, you still have to polish the AI. You cannot trick people in the end to say that this content is generated, it's created by you when it's created by an AI instead.
Yes, authenticity is and honesty is really important. And maybe we'll dig into the website because you work with clients, with companies, and definitely you talk with them about the website. And from your point of view, from your experience, what is the biggest struggle for the companies to have their own website?
That's interesting. I mean, talking with most of my clients, they have a website because when they come to me and they said, hey, we want to be more visible in the AI, we want to have better ratings, usually they have a website and they just want better visibility. But for talking with the businesses that they not yet have a website or they didn't manage to get one or they didn't want to have one, most of them, they say that, hey, we are just doing fine with social media platforms. Like we have our audience in Facebook or we have our audience in Instagram or we have like an Instagram, WhatsApp group, and we are fine with it. I mean, the main struggle for them is like they do not understand the necessity of a website. They obviously, I never seen someone that created a website and I said, oh, I did, I shouldn't have done that. Like it was a bad move from me. I shouldn't have created a website. No, what I see is the people that they didn't have a website yet and they do not understand the necessity. But what I told them is that hey, you do not have a website, so you don't own the content, you don't own the distribution, you don't know who will see that content and who will not. Then it's very difficult to do marketing like SEO, like PPC when you do not have like the website and the pages that you want to rank. It's very difficult to rank pages that are not on a website or content that's not on a website. So there are a lot of problems that keeps you keeps your business from not growing. Also, when you do not have a domain and a website, you cannot install platforms. I mean, you cannot add like tracking pixels. You cannot add other services. So there are a lot of problems of not having a website. So that's what I try to explain to businesses that when you create a website, you create the foundation to grow in terms of digital marketing.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that is good. That usually, probably mostly, they don't understand why they should have a website. So it's good that you explain them and maybe tell us fast about your own website. Which CMS did you use to make your own website, and how was it creating a website for your own? Because you mentioned that you were making a few years ago websites for others, and now it was a website for yourself. How was the process, and which CMS did you use for that?
Last week, I launched my personal website. It's danielstanica.com. Please, I invite people to check it and offer me feedback, even negative. Obviously, feedback doesn't matter if it's good. Feedback, I mean, it always helps us to grow. So, yeah, even if it's negative for me, it will be better. It will help me to improve. But speaking about my personal website, I wanted to go a little bit out of the comfort zone. So if anyone expect that, hey, I just installed WordPress there, just like I did in the last 10 years with creating many websites for the agency, for the clients, and for all other projects. For me, WordPress, it was the default option. I installed WordPress. I start to put the plugins here and there, put a theme and start to design. No, I took a different approach and I used M-Dash. M-Dash is a new CMS developed by Cloudflare. It's based on Astro 6. And they redesigned, to put it like this, they redesigned WordPress. They took the good things from WordPress and they created this new CMS that is fast, is built on TypeScript. So it has TypeScript both in the front end and in the back end. And it's used to power this new website of mine. The community, it's still small, but I'm already part of the Discord group, and there are some websites there, some YouTube videos about it. It started to grow. Right now, when I started to build my website, it was at version 0.1. Right now, it's like yesterday, it was updated to 0.8. and it took like 3 weeks to go from that to this. And what I like about it is that it has different content types. You can define content types without having to install plugins for that. You can define the schema of the content type right in the admin panel. It's very fast. It has security in mind where you have to the plugins are installed and used in separate sandbox in different accounts, and they have special permission. So if a plugin wants to someone hack a plugin, you do not have any other problem that only the capabilities that you give. If you give them only to read content, that plugin will never able to access the user database or to send emails or to do any malicious activities. So it's on different structure that's the way it is built. That's what I liked about it. And personally, after so many years with WordPress, I wanted to try something new. I wanted to see how the things are done differently. And another thing that made me is that right now I work a lot with AI. I use AI to draft content. I use AI to create table of contents, like how I should I structure my content. Well, after that, after I write a review, I write the article. I use AI to have a review of the article to see what things I missed, what things I should add. Maybe there are something that is the article correctly from a grammatical point of view. That's why and also I should also add the website, the theme and the design and the content and the not the content, the fonts and the structure is done by AI. So right now I work with AI. I create the website with AI. I check and analyze the content with AI. And furthermore, I use AI to improve the website. So that's why, because right now WordPress, at the moment we're speaking, the integration of AI is not natively being released. It will be on 20 May, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so I wanted to go out of the content of the comfort zone and start this website with Mdash because Mdash support MCP servers. They are native integration with AI. It's fast, and for me, it does the job. It's not perfect. So guys, you listen to this podcast. It doesn't mean that right now you can move all your website from WordPress if you want to Mdash or start. No, it's in a basic shape, but I like it. I think it will evolve if the community manage to stay strong and to develop new features and new plugins. It will take a market share from WordPress. It will have their audience. Uh, so I think it has good signals and it offer good signals for the people interested. And for me, yeah, I'm happy. I launched the website. It's working well. The speed is not good, not terrible. I work on improving the speed, and the M-Dash team will release a caching feature that will also improve the speed. So I mean, it's a CMS. For me, I don't get in love with CMSs. For me, it's a CMS as long as it does its job and it has a community where I can get support, I can get plugins, I can easily get the things done. Is the perfect for me.
And just one question. So we know that you have a technical background. You were building websites. You work with WordPress. But is the Mdash CMS is a good solution for a person who has no technical experience, or you need to know something about it to be able to create a website?
I would say that M-Dash is now mostly for people that have a technical background. Because if you do not have any technical background, you can simply use a website builder that already hosts the website. And you will just get the interface and you can design the elements and you do not care about what's under that surface. But the thing right now is that yeah, as you said, I have a technical background, but I have a technical background in PHP, MySQL, in technologies that have been so well known in the past. In these Cloudflare workers and image transformers and everything, I'm also I'm new into this thing, but I'm using AI. And with AI, I managed to, of course, I encountered some bugs, some things that didn't work as expected, but right now you can actually debug the code with AI. You can get solution to the things that do not work. So you just have to be a little bit more patient and not give up when the first problem arises. And I'm quite confident to say that even if you are not technical and you want to start a website with Mdash, you can do it. You maybe you'll not get a perfect website, but you will get like a satisfactory one. And if M-Dash evolves, and I don't see any reason why will not, yeah, I think in the next month or in the, yeah, in the next month, no need to say 1 year. I think in the next month, even a non-technical person will be able to launch a nice website with M-Dash. Or with WordPress, why not? I told you, we have so many options there. We just need to find the one that help us to achieve the things that we want.
Yes, thank you for this, because I haven't I didn't have a chance yet to try Mdash CMS. So thank you for explaining it. And to wrap up, coming back to an end of our episode, I would like to ask you a question. Let's imagine we have someone who hasn't got the website, personal website, or a company with a website which is untouched for years. Do you have a solution, maybe an advice for those people? What can they do this week? Like a little thing they can start right now to move this project forward.
So I think brands definitely for now they most of them they have their website. They know why they have it. They know what to do. But I want to talk a little bit about personal websites, like persons that maybe they do not have a personal website yet. That they do not even have a domain yet. And the first thing that a person should do, in my opinion, should they register their domain name. If they can get like their name, that will be perfect. Because I mean, let's put it like who actually should have a personal website. I'm thinking here, if you sell something online, maybe you sell consulting, you sell services, you sell products, you need to have, and you sell it in your name, you need to have a website because people will search for you. Also, if you are maybe an athlete or you are a singer or you offer something to the world, you do something, you don't have to sell, but you compete in a way, or people ask about you, they are interested about you. Or now about why not maybe some politicians, if you're a politician, you need to have a website, personal website that you can actually, see, put the content there for the person to know and to also secure the name for you to have it. Also, they are like, if you are looking to get funding, like you have a company and you want to, because VCs for companies will search for you and who you are, if you are trusted and everything. Again, if you deal, basically, it's important to have a reputation and people will search for you and search for you, you should have a website. Doctors, everyone that's doing something and people search about their name, my suggestion is to get a personal website. And also, in terms of what to do about after you launched a website, the biggest mistake I see when people launch a website is they just put something there and they forget for months or for years. No, my opinion is when something appears, when something is happening, just post there. Maybe it's a small article. Maybe it's a social media post that you did. You can also put it on the website. Maybe it's something like, I don't know, you just recorded a podcast or something. It's important to be there because it creates the like content adds up, and at some point we'll have a website that will show your trajectory, your what it how it went for you from the last year till now. You'll have a full track. And one thing that I like to add about who needs a website, maybe is not very simple or doesn't come right to the mind. Even if you work in a company, because I've seen persons that they work for companies for years, they build their entire career in that company, and they say, "Hey, I don't need a personal website. I'm George from X company. Everyone knows me." I've spoken with a friend of mine a couple of months ago, and he told me how shocked he was because he was in Romania here. It was like a CFO for one of the big four the audit firms, and he was invited to conferences. He was invited at the TV, at shows, articles in the press. Everyone knows about him. He had the PR done for him. And when he decided to go from that company and started his own startup, he thought that, hey, it will be the same. People know that I work in that companies and they'll still invite me to the shows, to write articles. It didn't happen. No. When he left the company, a new person came in the company. the press and the podcast, they just go with that person for opinion. Even he was the ex, he was no longer like his opinion. It was no longer valuable. I mean, it's not something that I agree with. It's something that happens. So he was shocked that nobody was asking for his opinions and didn't participate in shows. So that's why by having a personal website, you can still have the audience, even if you leave the corporation or the big company. The people that were with you and were interested in your thoughts, they will have them in your website. So yeah, that's my suggestion. That's why I wanted to make a roundup of who needs a personal website, because some of these persons maybe they don't think, but they should better consider deeper, because sometimes you need. And if there is one actionable step that I will do, I just register my personal name, just like as I did. And after that, slowly they can build a page. They do not have to like do something, everything in 1 month or you can do it slow, step by step. Create that website, put a page about you, your projects, what are your achievements, what are the projects that you participated in, maybe some events where you've been, some articles you have created. And those things slowly adds up. They are picked by AI search engines. And after some times when you search about you, which I recommend to do it in incognito mode or maybe to use it from other AIs, you will see that those are started to be picked up by them, and you get your presence start to be shaped in the way that you want. Because just as a funny thing, when I talked about a client, what you do to increase your brand presence, and I said, oh, I just go to my to ChatGPT or to Gemini, and I just say that my company is the best. I said it doesn't work like that because AI doesn't take users' opinions in the GPT in the opinion. They need external opinions to validate.
Yeah, it's really, really funny story, but it's good. Our company is the best. I think it's really good advice because sometimes, yeah, even if we don't plan, like you say, in a 1 week or 2 weeks or 1 month to have our own website, but it's good to reserve it because in few years we are ready, let's say, to build our own website. We go to buy a domain and it's already taken. So it's good to maybe reserve as soon as we can.
Com domain, it's like $10, $11.
Yes.
So the prices for the local ones, they are like maybe a little bit more, but quite similar. It's not a fortune. It's something that
Yes.
when you will need it and somebody took it, they will ask you for hundreds of dollars, sometimes even thousands of dollars. So it's better to reserve your name, and you can decide when you even, let's say like this, you don't want to create a website. Okay, just to reserve the domain names and for the moment redirect it to LinkedIn. And after that, slowly you can build your website. But at least have your domain name and redirect it somewhere when people can learn about it.
Great. And the last question, please, Daniel, tell us where people can find you in the internet. Of course, we know your website, so definitely we'll put it in the episode description. But maybe you are also visible on other platforms.
So that was the moment when before I started to say my accounts, the Instagram one, the LinkedIn one, everything. Right now I have my website. You can find me on danielstanica.com. There you will find my social media accounts. You'll find the companies that I work with. You'll find the events where I'll be going. And you can meet me at CMS Conf soon. Also, I'm going to WordCamp. So it seems that I'll be more like more times in Poland this year. Also, besides that, there are the YouTube accounts and the videos. So if you want to know more about me and you want to get in contact with me, I'll be happy to answer your questions or to give you some details about AI visibility or investing in digital business. You find me on danielstanica.com.
So thank you. Yes, probably Daniel, we will see each other in a person, not only online. Most probably we'll come to our CMS Conf conference in Gdynia in November. So I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much for your time and for really, really interesting stories. It's nowadays AI is really, really hot topic, really important topic. So thank you for your tips, for your experience. I know that it will be very beneficial for everyone.
Yeah, well, we live transforming times, that's for sure. I mean, everything transforms, everything accelerates. So we have to adapt to these things. Yeah, just as you said, I was doing fine without a website for 20 years. Right now, I want to be visible in AI. I want to put there what things I done, what I accomplished, what are my connections. It came this website. Next, obviously, it would be maybe some other stuff for my personal brand. But step by step, I see people that have been overwhelmed by the AI. Oh, AI will do everything. That there is no place for me. No, that's not true. But people that work with AI right now, they are capable to do so much more things and so better things. So that's why we have to, in my opinion, to stay awake, see what we can build, and one small at a time to improve our presence, to improve our knowledge, and so on.
Thank you very much, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Anita. Happy to see you soon. Bye-bye.
That's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to the CMS Conf podcast. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to follow us and stay tuned for more. Catch you next week.